Hola, what's up everybody? If you guys are interested in any merch, discounts, or tools that I use, please go to the first link in the description. It'll take you to my website. Stay up to date, see all the platforms that I post on, and you can also check out the tool link. Once you click on it, you go here. Everything's broken down into categories, so you can easily find whatever you're looking for. Now enjoy the video. Don't judge me. It's the only flavor they had left, so I need my little boost. All right. All right, so today, Monday morning, we're gonna go do a job that we quoted out a while back. So that's all approved, ready to go. We're gonna go do a system change out real quick. And you know, Texas got basically a cold front right now. It's not too cold, but you know, during that time it doesn't get too busy where the phones are ringing off the hook. So the way we keep busy is scheduled maintenance and these quoted out jobs that we have lined up. Now, if you guys are business owners, or even if you've worked for several companies, right, a couple of companies, you guys understand how important impressions are, right? There's first impression, there's just how you present yourself. Customers can see that professionalism or whatever you give off on talking to them, meeting them. And that's something that our CRM software with Hvacr actually helps a lot with, right? They help you do these professional looking invoices, quotes, you know, they help you with all of that, your scheduling, your maintenance agreements. We deal with all of that in our Hvacr software, and the customer just sees it, you know, a nice looking invoice or quote. They get text messages, they get emails, they get all this stuff that we, as a small family owned business, you know, we're only 4 or 5 people, but we look and we can compete with bigger companies out there, you know, these nationwide companies that are top notch in looks. You know, looks aren't everything, but you make that impression with your customers. So customers are always looking for a good balance of affordability with quality, right? So you might be doing really great work, priced really well, but you also want to look the part. And speaking of price, I think Hvacr has some of the best prices out there, if not the best priced CRM. Because that's another question I get a lot is, what do you recommend? Or I've been looking for a CRM software and, you know, they're way too expensive. Hvacr has a light plan, and they have different plans that you can pick from depending on the size of your business and what you exactly need. So it's really well priced, it's very affordable, and you know, you can't beat it for all that it does that I mentioned, you know, invoicing, quoting, scheduling, price lists, maintenance agreements, you know, the list goes on and on. It also helps automate a lot of the stuff that you do at work. So with one software, I can do a lot of what I need to do behind the scenes to run my business so that I can be out in the field a lot more and not worry about it so much. All right, here's the unit in question. This is the one that's gonna get taken out. I think it's about time to get rid of this one. So we got the old semi-hermetic. Haven't had too many issues with it until lately, so it's time for an upgrade. All right, so this will be a quick in and out operation. We're gonna pump it down, make sure we get everything in the receiver. That way we don't have to recover right now. We can have our guys take it out, recover it later, and we can work on just putting the new one in place. All right, now I could say this was on purpose. Genius move on my part, but no, that was an accident. I didn't realize that this doesn't close off because it still comes out. So that doesn't shut off the port at all, but it is pumped down. So we have another connection over here that I probably should have used to begin with, and then just up the flare cover on there, you know, these. But I don't trust these the best, especially older ones. I feel like it would have leaked out anyway. But we have another port down here that I'm checking, and we have about 12 psi. So there's nothing in the system coming out, so we can start cutting. We're gonna have to find the breaker inside because they don't have any disconnects outside. We're working at a hospital today, and yeah, then we can start removing the electrical, all that. Well, we'll have to flush that out for sure. Pretty sure this is 404 and we're replacing it with 404. But that just squirted out like crazy. All right, now here I'm just showing you a few tips. This is something that I still do. I take a few different pictures, different angles. I retrofit a lot of stuff. Even if you have a schematic, I would still say to take a few pictures because you never know. And here with the iPhone, I use markup in the photo album, mark my wires to what they go to, and rewire it from there. All right, so we are moving along. We got our micron gauge. Our vacuum pump. Decided to bring back the Hvacr since we're doing a hospital job and we don't have any outlets remotely close like whatsoever. So we're gonna see how the Hvacr does there. We'll see when it starts pulling microns and weigh in the charge. Well, not really weigh it in, but charge it up, see how much we need. And I just gotta finish wiring. We'll get this one going. So I had to double check with that one. I hooked it up to the other side just to see because it wasn't going anywhere. But as soon as I messed or tightened it, it dropped within a few minutes pretty low. So hopefully we can get that down extremely low. Make sure we get everything cleaned out of the system and finish the wiring. This is the way their layout is. Their next condenser's like right here. They have their other ones like that. All right, so it's holding down there, the Hvacr. Once it's getting ready to, or it's on low battery, it starts beeping at you. So just wanted to close it off before that happened. And you know, we're in the 600s. It's been there for a while. I'm gonna leave it a little longer, but I'm gonna call it there. That's just gonna take forever because of that huge ass receiver. All right guys, I'm not even gonna lie, I kind of screwed the pooch on that one. I wasn't recording, my dad was there to help me. He came, or we would kind of do this collectively, at least with the lifting and all that, and I can kind of take care of like what I need to take care of with the install, but we usually have help removing the old condenser, placing the new one in, and then my dad was there, so he's like, well, for one, I do think that condenser is overkill because the one I had recommended they get, because I've been busy, so I haven't been able to come in and get these parts, get this kind of stuff prepped. That's been on the other guys, on my dad. So they got a condenser that was, I guess, cross over to them. And when I saw it, I was like, we're not doing the freezer, right? We're doing a cooler. Because it was like a lot bigger than because they have 4 units, 2 coolers and 2 freezers. And this one looked exactly like the freezer size. And granted, they're microchannels, so it's a lot. I think that's a lot of volume. But it didn't match the other cooler that we had done. And I was like, you should have just got the same thing. Like they're identical. And he said they weren't carrying that one anymore. It was like an obsolete type of thing or something. And we're dealing with 404, so I mean that's another issue that we're running into, right? Is they're trying to get rid of 404, 410. So it's whatever they can get you or they have in stock. So I think that was overkill. I think it was too big. I wasn't weighing it in, so to speak. I kind of knew more or less how much it needed. And I was like, damn, like I really had to put a little more than I'm used to just to get the pressures up. Because I was adding and adding and adding, and then my pressure would drop like crazy. And I'm like, damn, all right. Couldn't get the high side up either, and it's a cool day. So it's been cloudy, it's been super cool. And yeah, so that was another issue. So after all that, put it together, got it working, got the pressures up, and then my dad's like, hey, that solenoid is smoking. I'm like, shut up. When I looked at it several times, and I just was not looking at it correctly. I thought I wired it up right, and I thought I saw it the same way 3 times, and he's like, no, look, you have the colors wrong. I'm like, damn it. All right. So yeah, had a smoking solenoid. I changed it out because I don't want to be called back for a brand new one. It was a new one, wired it up wrong, and then put another new one in just so I won't get called back. And yeah, so we all make mistakes. I was thinking, I was in a rush a little bit because I have something to do after work. And then it was just my eyesight. Like I thought I was looking at it right. And like I said, I looked at it 3 times. So got all that squared away. I'm going to come back in the morning to see how it's working, but it was already at 40 degrees. Set correctly, and we're good. All right, so I hadn't used this because I was using my filled piece. I wanted a stronger vacuum pump to make it quicker, but this does really well, especially if you're just doing the line sets, small equipment, even residential. This works fine. This and I had actually read this. I just never had both tools to show it here on my channel, and I'll show you real quick. So this is a Hvacr. This is a 2 CFM version. There was 2. I don't know if there's more now, but bought this a while back. This is a battery that it comes with, 18 volt, 5 milliamp or 5 amp hour, right? That'll last you for like 1 use, maybe 2, in my opinion. Now you can buy bigger batteries. I never did. And then if you get the RLS tool, which is this one right here, it's Clouky, whatever. If you get this tool, you'll see that it comes with Makita batteries, right? So this is not a Makita tool, but it takes Makita batteries. So that's the only reason I have this, right? That works for that. These are Makita batteries as well. Now, not branded or anything, but if you look at it, they are identical. It's just missing this little piece there, whatever that is. So pins that slide in are exactly the same. So if you run out, and I needed this the other day actually, because I shut it off at 600, I could have popped in another battery to get it a little lower. It works. It runs. So that runs. If you guys have a RLS tool, the basic one, the basic kit, and it comes with this, or you are a Makita guy, looking at you, Curtis, HVAC guy, you can use these in your Hvacr. All right, so came and did a follow-up. I was down the street coming back, we did have to make an adjustment to the pressure control, because as I was checking it and then leaving, I heard that dreaded short cycling sound, and I was like, no way, that's our unit. So I went over, and it was the brand new one. There might have been a difference of like 10 psi for some reason, because it was a cut-in. It's a mechanical type of pressure control, low pressure. So the cut-in was like, I don't know, 20 to 30, and then the cutout was a differential of like 10. That's how this one does it. So I made the differential a little larger and raised it a little bit so that it was like 30. I think it was under 30 to cut in. I raised it up to around 30. I usually do 30 to 40 depending on what kind of unit it is on 404. But I wanted to cut out, if you set it to 30, then you need a differential of like 20, 25, because you want it to cut out as close to 0 as you can without actually going into a vacuum or risking that. So brought it down, fixed that, and yeah, I'm doing a follow-up. Like I said, I was close by. They're having inspections, I think. That's why it's kind of hectic right now. So when we were installing this, they were running around like crazy. I believe everybody was working that day, and there was a bunch of people in the kitchen. They kept stopping and just doing these little huddle meetings, I guess, you know, to correct things before the inspection started. And they have their meetings in front of the walk-ins. So like I had to go in and out a few times, and it was kind of annoying. And then they were like stocking and restocking and going in and out like crazy. So I never got a good reading on the temp. And until like at the end, I was like, okay, let's fix the short cycling. And even today, I barely could get a picture of the temperature to show, you know, you guys that it's at temp, because they're going in and out, and it fluctuates a lot. So it's working, it's maintaining under 40. They didn't change out the inside, the evaporator. Now, when I recommended it, I recommended the whole new system. We're not going to run new line sets, because that would be a pain in the ass on a building this big. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if they didn't approve the whole thing, or if they're slowly doing it, because they have, like I said, 4 units. I guess he was more worried about the eyesore. So all the condensers outside are changed. We did have to replace the evaporator on the other cooler. On the freezers, we weren't going to. They have really nice evaporators that are in really good shape. Never had an issue with the freezers, so didn't need to change out the evaporators. The coolers, on the other hand, those are rusted out. Those are beat up. I'm not getting good airflow on this one that's left. And that's why on the other one, we did change out the whole system at once. But I guess they're slowly getting into it, only because of COVID, because we were lined up to do all of them at once, right? Or one after the other. And then that happened, right? And then there's a break. They had to figure out what they had. Their budget was cut tremendously. They weren't able to pay all of them at once. And then they started going one by one. So we've basically been doing one a year. So this kind of quote, or this kind of recommendation, has been for like the last 5 years, and we just barely got to the last one. Now we need to get the evaporator for the inside, because I'm showing them that it's not temping properly, and it is temping properly, but it's not temping as quickly as it should, because the fans are not there. The airflow is not good in that one. It still works. It'll work. No leak. Nothing crazy. But at least we did the condenser, because then we can just pump it down, go inside, cut the lines, put the new one in, vacuum only the inside and the line set, and then let out all the refrigerant back into the system. We don't have to do a recovery or anything crazy. Evaporators are really easy to change out, so you know, it's set up for that. And you know how I said it was nice and cool the other day? It's still cloudy here and there, but 100 degrees again. So we are, let's see, we are 93, but it feels like 102 because of the humidity. It is really humid right now, but you know, that happens. That's Texas. Nice and cool. Got into the 60s, I think, 70, and then right back up to 100. So I got a little taste of fall type of weather, but it's not here yet. And I'm glad that we knocked this out on a cool day. Now I have to get to some other stuff, but check the link in the description if you guys are interested in Hvacr. I try to, a lot of people ask me about Hvacr, so I try to incorporate it out in the field, like as I'm actually using it. So we are just gonna, you know, once the job is done now, we can convert it from a quote to a job to an invoice. If you need to timesheet it, like if you need to keep track of your check in and check out for the job that you're doing, maybe you don't know how long it's going to take and you want to keep track of it and then count for all the hours after the job, you can do that with Hvacr, because when you convert it to a job, it gives you the option to schedule it, keep track of the time, send out whoever is the tech that's supposed to do it, you know, all that stuff. It's all automated. And then once you're done with it, you just say that you're done, generate that invoice, email it out. I have to print it out for them, but email it out, send it to whoever you're billing, and then they have the option to pay online if you have that set up, or, you know, that just kickstarts your payments that you're going to get paid for the job. So super quick and easy, automated. I love it. Like I said, you get a free trial and discount if you use my link. So if you guys are starting a business, if you've been in business for a while and you're trying to figure out a better way to automate your workflow, your invoicing, quoting, even the basic plan at least gives you the invoicing and quoting. It looks professional. You can email it out and have it all a lot quicker than doing the pen and paper. And if you guys are doing side work, it's a really good way to look professional. And then when you're ready to jump into your own thing and open up your own business, you already have that structured, and it'll help you keep track of clients, customers. All their information can be stored on Hvacr. It's just a really good way, and the sooner you start on something like this, the better, because believe me, I had to deal with the paper invoices, the reading of everybody's chicken scratch, collecting in person all these physical invoices, right? Running around trying to get them turned in. All that sucked. Eventually I had to start, you know, photocopying them with my phone and doing it that way through email, but even that, then I have a bunch of memory taken up on my phone for photos and different things. So now it's in the app, it's all in the cloud, it's all online. I can access it from my phone, my tablet, my desktop, and then all the guys have the same access, or whatever I want them to have access to. And then my dad has access, you know, everybody has it. Priceless. I update it constantly because you know how prices are nowadays, and everybody sees it in real time. So check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Little change out for today. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys.